It's Aloha Friday.
Aloha! It's Friday. Here we are. It's Aloha Friday. This is Jamie Barber with Jamie Barber Homes saying aloha. Well, market still hasn't changed much since last week. We've got a low inventory of homes that are on the market. Interest rates haven't come up, so we're still looking pretty good on the interest rates. So if you've got a house that you want to sell, it's a good time because there are buyers out there with our interest rates being low. And if you're a buyer, there's houses out there to buy. Now, things are beginning to soften a little bit in the housing market. We're seeing a little more houses out there for purchase. And so this is a good time. We're not seeing the craziness we had a couple of months ago with all of the overbidding. Things are starting to settle down a little bit. We're actually even seeing some little price reductions in some of the houses that had been overpriced to meet this crazy demand. Now, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the government. On Wednesday, the Federal Reserve announced that it will soon begin reducing the pace of its monthly bond purchases. Now, this is the first step towards pulling back on the massive amount of help it had been providing the markets and the economy because of the pandemic. Tapering of bond purchases will start later this month. The policymaking Federal Open Market Committee said in its post-meeting statement. This process will see reductions of 15 billion each month. That's 10 billion in treasuries and 5 billion in mortgage-backed securities. Now, this is a drop from the current 120 billion a month that the Fed is currently buying to keep everything propped up and everybody happy. The committee said that the move, in light of the substantial further progress the economy has made towards the committee's goals since December. So it means that they think it's moving in a good direction. The statement, approved unanimously stressed that the Fed is not on a preset course and will make adjustments to the process if necessary. If inflation continues or reset, the R word, which no one's even talking about. Now, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said he expects inflation to keep rising as supply issues continue and then start to pull back around the middle of 2022. Their baseline expectations is that supply chain bottlenecks and shortages will exist well into the next year and elevated inflation as well. All you got to do, especially here in Southern California, go down to Long Beach and look out there in the ocean, and you're going to see a lot of ships waiting to be unloaded. That is part of the supply chain bottleneck. We also have some issues with the chips and cars and wood, but it's all going to be taken care of. He said supply chain bottlenecks will abate and growth will move up. And as that happens, inflation will decline from today's elevated levels. The statement also noted that the economy is expected to continue improving, particularly after the supply chain issues are resolved. Progress on the vaccinations and an easing of supply constraints are expected to support continued gain in the economic activity and employment, as well as a reduction in inflation. They keep talking about that reduction in inflation. They need it to come down. It's a little higher than what they expected it to be. The Federal Open Market Committee voted not to raise interest rates from their anchor near zero, a move also expected by the market. That is great for us in the real estate industry. That means that these interest rates are going to stay down sort of where they are. We're not going to get any wild jump up, so that you're still going to be able to get a mortgage with lower payments than you would quite a few years ago. Now, the tie between interest rates and tapering is a vital one. And the statement stressed that the investor should not view the reduction in purchases as a signal that the rate hikes are imminent. Well, that's good to know, isn't it? Our rate hikes are not imminent. They said, we don't think it's time yet to raise interest rates. Powell said that there's still ground to cover before the Fed reaches its economic goals. He added he wants to see the labor market heal further, and we have very good reasons to think that they will happen as the Delta variant declines, which it's doing now. Thank you. We're getting the numbers down, especially here in Southern California. Now, what's the Fed, you ask? Well, I've been feeding you all this technical jargon and talking to you about what the Open Market Committee said. Well, the Fed, or the Federal Reserve System, often referred as just the Fed or the Federal Reserve, it's the central bank of the United States. It was created by Congress, and it provides the nation with a safer, more flexible, and more stable monetary and financial system. Now, the Fed is composed of 12 regional Federal Reserve banks that are each responsible for a specific geographic area in the United States. The Fed's main duties include conducting national monetary policy, supervising and regulating the banks, maintaining financial stability, and providing banking services. All right. Well, that's a little bit of a technical rundown of what happened this week with the Fed. The main thing I want you to get out of this is that they are not going to raise interest rates, which is important to us. Now, they are going to start not purchasing as many of the bonds and the real estate, but hey, that's fine. They're hoping inflation will drop. So, but for us, the interest rates are not going to go up that much. They'll make some small incremental changes. Well, this is Jamie Barber from Jamie Barber Homes. If you have any questions, or if you have real estate needs, you want to buy, sell your house, please contact me. You can reach me at jamie@jamiebarberhomes.com. You have a great weekend. It's Aloha Friday. No work till Monday, unless you're a real estate agent. And then we're sort of 24/7. Whatever you need, we're around. We are your real estate economists of choice. All right. Well, this is Jamie Barber Homes saying, have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves.